In this episode of Moi TV, I'm sharing 10 do's and don'ts when it comes to everything you need to remember at the last minute with your headshot session. We've noticed here at Perry HQ that I'm often making the assumption that you've left plenty of lead time and plenty of preamble before your headshot session. But what about when you've left it to the last minute? Bar one of my do's and don'ts advice, everything else is focused on you being in a last minute headshots emergency. For even more headshots, ideas and tips, you should go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you hit the bell, you are going to be notified every single Friday when a new video drops. Today's episode is all focused on you being in a last minute conundrum when it comes to your headshots. I've got 10 quick do's and don'ts on this. I can picture people sitting in their car outside the photographer's studio watching this video, or maybe even lying back in bed with YouTube on with one of those material face masks watching from underneath a cucumber slice the night before their headshot session. I promise you that by the end of this video, you're going to be really clear on what you need to remember to do in your headshot session, and most importantly, what you are not going to do in your next headshot session. I've shot over 388 different photo shoots since setting up my business. Trust me, that is a lot of headshots photography. This advice today has been boiled and simmered right down to give you the most concentrated elixir of headshots advice. Let's drink it down. We're going to do these in the order of before the shoot right through to the finishing part of the shoot. So settle in. Number one is preparation. Do make sure that you know what you like and what you don't like when it comes to all of the latest trends in headshots photography. A really great free resource to do this is on Pinterest. I'm going to put a little link to me on Pinterest where I have loads of different boards with lots of different styles and categorizations of headshots photography. You can go and take what you need from there. Help yourself. Don't go into a shoot with absolutely no idea of what you want to create. Any photographer, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, is not always going to be a mind reader. So if you fail to plan, you are 100% planning to fail. Totally love that expression. Number two is all about researching your photographer. You should make a plan to interview your photographer at the same time as looking at their portfolio. You want to ask them if they're familiar with working with other people in the same industry as you. And I always recommend that everyone meet with 3 different photographers before they make their photographer decision. Make your decision based on your gut instinct. Who do you like the most and who really understands what you're after? Don't just rely on recommendations from your business friends. They're important for sure, don't get me wrong here, but one person's dream photographer is another person's nightmare photographer. Number 3, makeup and skin prep, and this is for everyone. You should definitely wear the same amount of makeup that you do in everyday life to your photo shoot. Any professional makeup artist is going to agree with me here that it is really hard to dial back a look compared to building up a look. So if you're doing it yourself, you want to go in with as close to a natural look as possible on your face and then build it up while you're on set so that you can finish and you have some very varied looks that you've created in one headshot session. If you try and do it the other way and go in totally glammed up as if you're going on a night out, you're going to need to rub the makeup off your face, and that is really hard to cover up and look good. Trust me. Don't plan on wearing no makeup. Your skin tone, your pores, every single little flaw is highlighted when a photographer uses artificial light or when they ask you to jump out and do a quick headshot session under midday sun. Even if you are the most macho dude, I want you to just secretly throw on a little pore minimizer. Don't tell anyone about it, and then you can secretly thank me for this in the DMs after your session. Number 4, clothing and colors. It's always a great idea to wear a layered look to your headshot session. A layered look, if you're going to ask a stylist about this, is about putting layers of clothing on your body. A layered look, when you speak to a photographer, is about having multi-dimensions running from the forefront of your picture to the back. So you might want to have, like today, I have a little ponytail here, and I might also throw a scarf on, and I might be leaning like this. So you see how this is layers of the shot? That's what a photographer means with a layered look. I want you to do both those things. Wear layers of clothing, and then I will worry about getting layered look in your headshot. Don't stick to one single blanket color because it happens to be the color that's in your logo. This can come out really flat and one-dimensional, and it has that overall feeling of blah in the final results. If you want to bone up on color quickly, you can go and do some really quick research just on Google on color principles. You want to aim for something that is triadic, so 3 complementary colors, or analogous, to make sure that your colors are complemented in the right way. Believe it or not, by using the right colors, you're going to complement that color that you love so much that's in your logo. Darker colors usually pay off a lot better on your body, in your clothing, when you're on a headshot session. This is where knowing all about your skin tone is key. You can hire a stylist to help you out with this. In the business, this is often known as getting your colors done. Number 5, fabric know-how. You should definitely try and wear 100% natural fibers in all of your clothing on your headshot session. So when you're going with that layered look, you want to try and have maybe a pattern and then a flat color and so on and so forth with your prints. You want to keep it mixed up. If you wear loads of patterns layered on top of each other, it's going to look too busy. Similarly, if you just wear a lot of block color and you don't layer right, you're going to have that blah flat look that we talked about. Don't wear all man-made fibers and expect the way that your clothes look on the hanger or when you're looking in the mirror to look exactly the same on a camera. A lot of man-made fibers that are used to make clothes have a refraction quality when it comes to light. That means that the light bounces off in a direction as opposed to this, which is what reflection does. Give me a quick like if you're enjoying these do's and don'ts, and why don't you fess up below in the comments and tell everyone, admit it, go on, I dare you, of which don'ts you've done and then regretted later. Number 6 is lighting. Do make sure on shoot day while you're there with your photographer that they have definitely got a few different images. This is sometimes known as a set of images of your full face facing the camera with the same lighting all around it. More than anything, I love to play around with shadows and I love to use light to narrate a story of a client, but I still always strive to get these square on shots so that my client has lots of variety when it comes to lighting setups when they're looking at their pictures after the session has finished. You're going to need a lot of these types of headshots, so make sure that your photographer has got them right there and then on the shoot, and if they haven't, you have plenty of time to capture them before you agree that that's a wrap. This don't is a little bit connected to lighting. I know it's a bit tenuous, just forgive me, won't you? So I don't want you to get addicted to post-production, specifically retouching. I can't tell you how many people have come and started to work with me and they say something along the lines of, I have a really hard time meeting people in real life because what this looks like is nothing like my headshots. I shouldn't have got that extra retouching done. Check yourself before you go back to the photographer and ask them for just another couple inches off or on. You're gonna regret it. Number 7, branded posing. Do show your brand. When it comes to actor and performer headshots, theatrical style is serious. You're showing yourself as a blank canvas in the character that you're portraying on camera. Commercial style is where you're smiling and really selling it. Doesn't matter what it is, because you're selling it. But this is different when it comes to being a personally branded business and the headshots that you want to create on your session. This is the style that I often shoot in the most. You can argue when you look at the actor approach to headshots that surely all of your headshots should be commercial, as in you're selling it, you're smiling and you're selling it. But when you're trading on your personality, it's important you're not going to come off as this one-dimensional, really happy person, because that's not authentic and that's going to jar with your personal branding. If you have them, you should go ahead and give your photographer your brand guidelines. This is going to put the onus on them to understand the exact emotion of your brand and then interpret in a creative way how you fit into your personal brand, and then they're going to know a range of shots and a range of emotions that they're going to try and get out of you on shoot day to make sure that your personal brand shows up and complements your personal brand guidelines afterwards. Don't expect to feel completely at ease and natural when it comes to all of the posing that the photographer is asking you to do. The goal on any shoot day is to get as much variety as possible. This is to give you as many options as we can after shoot day has wrapped. I still want you to speak up though. Remember when I said this in this episode? Feeling the full-on cringes is not how we want you to feel. It's important you tell your photographer if you're wanting the ground to swallow you up. But conversely, it's normal to feel a little bit awkward. You need to know your barometer, your internal barometer of total cringe and yeah, this is a little bit outside my comfort zone, but to hell with it, I'm gonna give it a go. Number 8 is variety. Do ask for a selection of sizes and crops when it comes to the post-production part of your headshots. Don't just take a bunch of the cheaper web resolution images. That will bite you on the ass later when you need a higher resolution image and you need to buy it off your photographer, usually for a higher price. Don't stick to the same exact crops on all of your headshots images in post-production. By having multiple crops of yourself, such as a beauty crop, head and shoulders crop, 3/4 crop, and full length crop, as well as landscape and portrait crops, you're going to make sure you have plenty of options when you're ready to implement these headshots in your business later. Number 9, previews and selection. You should always try and get a preview of as many pictures as possible from your headshots photographer before you make a final decision on the ones you want to take away and get retouched. This way, you're going to make sure you have a really good mix and collection so that you can use them in all of the different crops that I just mentioned in my previous tip. Don't let your frenemies and some family members really mess up your mind in the decision-making process on this. For sure, take input from all of the people who are closest to you, but take that advice with a nice pinch of salt. I've seen this turn viewing sessions from a really happy occasion to a real miserable occasion when I used to work in studios and a viewing process would be done in person. And I've seen it completely destroy clients' confidence when I work in the way that I work now, which is usually viewing all online and remotely. Try and get some professional input on your selection process, as well as asking your family and friends, business colleagues, mentors, people that you network with. If you have a business coach, they're going to be able to understand exactly why you need these headshots and give you the right advice on which ones you should pick. Compared to your mum who wished that you ate less carbs, your boyfriend who's a little bit jealous of you, your teenage son who hates everything right now. You see the difference? Number 10, effects and finishes. You should definitely tell your photographer if actually what you're planning on using this particular headshot set for is so that you can cut yourself out as a .png file so that you can move yourself all over the screen without a backdrop in there. When you tell the photographer this, they can light you appropriately to make the retouching easier, but also make sure that the final effect looks much better. Plus, if you ask them, your photographer and their retouching team will do a much better job at cutting around every single hair and every single eyelash and every single fibre on that mohair jumper. They're going to know how to do that better than you. Just ask them. They won't take offense. Don't be surprised if all of your headshots don't convert into a nice .png file when you're using online software or that cool app that you've just seen on your phone. Now, before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe. Mwah.